Everybody knows pickup trucks are tough, but the tracks they race on have proved even tougher.
Come on, baby. Get in the road. Come on now. In the middle of the road, yeah.
It's all come into focus this year for Wisconsin's Rich Bickle, the series point leader. Bickle leads a trio of drivers who've each carried 2 payloads to victory lane, including defending series champ Ron Hornaday and the talented rookie Kenny Irwin Jr. But don't forget the master of the mile tracks, Jack Sprague, defending champion of this race. They're all ready to go flat out trucking today on the Nazareth Mile. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Today from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, the Napa Autocare 200. It's the first of 4 straight weekends of NASCAR truck racing you'll see live on CBS, plus the season finale at Las Vegas in November. Nice crowd on hand here, getting set to see these trucks go at it. And what a competitive series it's been, with 7 different winners in the 10 races thus far. The man who's seeking to become the 8th different winner this year sits on the pole. Dick Berggren is with him.
He has 3 of these truck wins. So far, none this year, but he came off the truck fast as a rocket. He's been fast throughout practice. He has won the pole. Mike, what's the strategy to win your first this year right here at Nazareth?
Well, you know, Dick, just keep it out front, all these trucks. We're going to work our darndest to keep this thing out front, and we've practiced real good. We qualified excellent right on the pole. We're just going to hope that our setup is good for this heat and 200 laps.
Starting outside him will be Rich Bickle. He is the points leader, so Bickle's really got 2 jobs to do today. 1, Bickle's got to protect that point lead, but 2, he wants to win the race. How do you do both?
Well, Dick, you know, if you win the race, you got enough for the points. So we're just looking forward to running hard today. You know, we're like that rabbit and the hare. The old 2 truck, he's the rabbit, and I'm kind of the hare. I'm just the turtle. You know, he can go really fast for a lot of laps. I'm seeming like I'm more consistent. Hopefully that he'll take off and I can catch back up to him. So we'll see what happens today.
Now, that ought to be interesting. Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
It's already been a good week for Ron Hornaday. Brand new gold paint scheme to commemorate his championship in this series last year, and a new 3-year deal to continue as a driver for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Ron's already strapped in now, ready to go racing. Let's talk about the fuel strategy for this one, Ron. Green flag pit stops. What will you do?
Well, I don't think we've talked about it yet. We're just going to see what this Napa Chevrolet does. Try to get about 40 laps and see if we can come in. That's what Fred's talking to me on the radio now. We're going to try to get to 40 laps and see what we can do and come on in.
Ron will roll off 5th today, but there's one driver starting just in front of him who would like to put a damper on this good week for Ron. That's Jack Sprague. He starts 3rd today, and Mike, he was the winner here last year.
He's won 5 of the last 6-mile races. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy with Ned Jarrett. And we've been here all weekend in this unique racetrack. Is it a tri-oval? Is it an oval with a dog leg? Does it have 6 turns, 8 turns? Nobody can agree. It's really different.
Oh, it's unique to say the least, Mike. It's a 5-turn racetrack that has presented quite a challenge for the drivers. Let's take a lap around it. Start finish line, quickly get into turn 1, then over to turn 2, then a sharp turn off turn 3, downhill to the backstretch in turn 4, and then sharp turn off turn 5 to the start-finish line. 2 trouble spots we expect here today, turn 1 and turn 3. It's been quite a challenge for the drivers and the teams to set a truck up here. Varying degrees of banking in these turns, not much in any of them, but if you set a truck up to get through one turn good, you're going to give up something somewhere else. So it presents quite a challenge to them.
It's a track that requires compromise, and among the faces we'll see today, Jay Sauter driving for Richard Childress. He has a win so far this year at New Hampshire.
And let's look out for Kenny Irwin. He already has 2 wins as a rookie this year, but has never seen this track until this weekend.
Nor has Tony Raines, the ASA champion, got the first big win for Dodge in 20 years at Missouri.
Now here's a man that has some experience on this track and also on road courses, Joe Ruttman. This track, some drivers say, has a lot of characteristics of the road courses.
And Jimmy Hensley, the man who started on the pole here last year. Hensley drove to a 2nd place finish and came oh so close to victory lane. Now, earlier today, Buddy Baker gave us a look at Jimmy Hensley's truck. You'll see some things that look familiar and maybe some that don't.
Let's take a look at a Craftsman truck. Very similar to a Winston Cup car. Engine size exactly the same. 9-to-1 compression, 14-to-1 in Winston Cup. This thing produces 700 horsepower. Its cousin, the Winston Cup car, hey, it's only got 740. So this thing is a bona fide racer. 59 inches tall on the roof up here. Winston Cup has to be 51 inches tall. That lets the air in the Winston Cup car follow the roof line. You don't have to worry about that with the truck. As the air comes over, it gets on this long bed back here, putting a lot of downforce on the back spoiler, making this baby a lot of fun. I've driven these things. They are fun to drive and fast.
Thanks, buddy. They have fired engines here at Nazareth, Pennsylvania, but let's leave Nazareth for a moment. Last night in Las Vegas, Bliss is on the pole in a Ford, Rich Bickle, the point leader, in a Chevrolet. Jack Sprague, the mile track master, and David Green from the Winston Cup Series. Row 3, Series champ Ron Hornaday and Jimmy Hensley, runner-up here last year. Tony Raines already has a win this year, and Michael Dokken, pole sitter at Tucson. Chuck Bound in a Ford, and Rick Corelli from Denver in a Chevy. Stacy Compton from Virginia in a Ford, and Dave Resendiz from Massachusetts Chevrolet. From Michigan, Bob Keselowski in a Dodge, as is Butch Miller, also from Michigan. From Oklahoma, Lance Norrick and Joe Ruttman from California in Fords. Row 9, Rob Rizzo for Providence and Kenny Irwin from Indy, both in Fords. In the 10th row, Alabama's Rick Crawford and Tammy Jo Kirk from Georgia in Fords. Row 11, the Chevy of Virginia's Kevin Grubb and Tony Roper from Missouri in a Ford. Lonnie Rush in a Chevy from Ohio, and Ford mounted is Brian Cunningham from Kentucky. Brian Refner, last year's Rookie of the Year, and Morgan Shepherd, the Winston Cup star. Then it's Jay Sauter, who already has a win, and Doug George driving Hurt. Terry Cook in a Chevy, and Billy Pouch from New Jersey, the modified ace. Dan Press from the West Coast, and road racer Boris Said. Toby Butler from out west, and Randy McDonald from Canada. Then Mike Cope from Florida, and Pennsylvania star Danny Heber.
Here's your manufacturer's breakdown. Today, 16 Ford, 15 Chevrolets, 5 Dodges. You can see Chevrolet leads the win column with 6 wins this year.
And the race analysis, 200 laps, 2-segment race, 101 laps, then they'll go 99 at the end. Open pits. They can pit on green flag, do anything they want to do to the truck except change tires. If they change tires during a green flag pit stop, it's 5 laps penalty per tire. Fuel wind about 75 to 85 laps.
We'll be riding along in 6 different trucks today, and we'll meet them in a moment. 86 degrees, sun-drenched crowd, light breeze, partly cloudy, and we're coming to green. Here they come. Through turn number 4, and coming to the tunnel turn here at Nazareth, what we call turn 5 on this 5-cornered racetrack. 2 Dodges side by side of Raines and Dokken, and the Chevy Pace truck is in. Everybody up through the gears, and we're racing on the Nazareth Mine. Nice clean start.
Yeah, as they head down the back straightaway and into turn 4, you can see 3 wide. They have to be at least 2 wide when they get to that corner, so somebody has to give early in the race.
I think they'll go sort of easy here the first 10 or so laps because there was a Busch North race run earlier here today. Uh-oh, just as I say that, here's trouble.
Terry Cook rolls a gutter ball spinning around.
No caution.
That's a turn 5.
No caution. Well, now there might be. Here's trouble again.
Boy, that's Butch Miller. Tough break for Butch Miller on the very second lap of the race. And when the caution waves in the truck series, racing ceases. They do not race back to the line, so we're under yellow.
Mike, you can see right there, Kenny Irwin Jr. right there against the inside wall in the 98 truck. He was apparently involved there. Butch Miller had some damage to the left front corner and left rear on his truck.
Butch Miller's one of those that we thought might have a good shot at this race today because he likes flat racetracks.
He has probably the better part of the deal, and smoke puffing from the right side of Bob Keselowski's Mopar Dodge. There's why. Look at the right front.
Mike,
headbutt?
Yeah,
buddy?
headbutt, but let me tell you what happens. This racetrack, we talked about it being unique. It is very unique because somebody has to give, somebody takes a little bit, and if you don't give a little bit getting into these flat corners, somebody's going around.
Buddy, I think most of that smoke, though, was not from the tire rub, but from that right side exhaust pipe.
It did look like it was coming from the exhaust pipe, so that could be trouble, and maybe that's what even started the whole deal. Let's see.
Let's show you what happened from Bob Keselowski's onboard camera.
Okay, there he's going into the turn. There goes Butch Miller by him on the outside and gets tapped from the rear as he moved in, tried to get down on the inside groove. Keselowski couldn't see anything there for a moment. Then he gets down on pit road, and here comes Kenny Irwin across in front of him, and major damage done to both trucks right there.
Irwin had already piled hard into somebody. You saw him coming across with a lot of damage already to the left front.
Mike, that's one thing that happens on a flat racetrack. You're trying to get track position back on the bottom part of the racetrack, and that part over there you want right down on the white line. Apparently Keselowski was already there. Butch Miller come down. He didn't see him. They made contact, and that set a trigger reaction off.
One thing we can't see, though, from that replay angle is whether or not Miller might have been bumped from the rear when he and Keselowski got together. Hard to say.
Well, you look at the right front corner, and it's gnawed up pretty good, so he did get into somebody right there before Irvin.
Here's what Morgan Shepherd saw from his onboard camera in the Cap City, USA, number 13.
Well, it's already started happening up there pretty far up. You can see this right up in that area. It's already happening in front of Morgan.
Okay, Ned, most people don't realize visibility is another problem. You see the trucks going into the smoke up there. They cannot see what's on the racetrack in front of them, Martin.
And look at Morgan Shepherd. He decided to get over on pit lane, but said, uh-oh, that's closed up also. I'll get out in the grass then and try that. So he made it.
A little defensive driving going on early at Nazareth. We told you this was a tough racetrack. Already they've proved it. Rejoined the race. Work continues on Bob Keselowski's truck, and Kenny Irwin took the ride in the ambulance over to the care center, but climbed out, walked into the care center under his own power, and looked to be okay after a hard hit to the wall and then a hard hit in the driver's door from Bob Keselowski. Green flag. As we restart this race, Mike Bliss out in front of Jack Sprague.
The third truck there, you can see Hornaday putting a lot of heat on Jack Sprague as they head in under the tunnel there towards turn 3. I think Hornaday right now, you can see right here the truck working very well, low off that corner, and right out as they head down the hill on the back straightaway.
Hornaday started 5th, running 3rd. And you're riding with the defending champion of the Craftsman Truck Series, Ron Hornaday from Palmdale, California. Trouble, turn 5, Tammy Jo Kirk has spun, and a big pack of cars had to work to miss her.
You can see there on the back of the truck, she got hit in the back end, probably turned her around there.
No caution. Man, that's a tight part of the racetrack as they come through 4 and start to accelerate out of turn number 5. And Tammy Jo, it's about the same spot where she spun in qualifying.
She did on her second lap of qualifying. She got loose coming off that turn.
Speaking for Tammy Jo, though, you can see the back part of the truck. Somebody really popped her in the back there and set her around. That was not her own doing.
She's about half a lap behind the race leaders. And let's show you what happened to Tammy Jo Kirk.
Well, that's after she got touched, but right dead behind, you can see the back of the truck there is caved in where somebody really got into the back of her, apparently getting into turn 4.
Leaders across the stripe. 9 laps complete. Mike Bliss. The green truck is Jack Sprague. Ron Hornaday in an unfamiliar gold paint scheme. And then point leader Rich Bickle.
You can see Jack Sprague in second place there. Now that they're going back under the green, Hornaday gets great restarts, but now you see Sprague getting away from him just a little bit. Mike Bliss, of course, has been fast all week, but it looks like Sprague has everything in the world to work with there. It looks like he might be the fastest truck out there.
One of the trucks involved in that incident was Bob Keselowski. Ralph Shaheen has more.
Well, the driver of the big Mopar number 29 is done. Bob, what happened to you?
Motor let go coming right down the front straightaway. Instead of dropping all cylinders really quick. And I think the yellow was coming out anyhow for something going on behind us, but no place to go. And I think Butch Miller was behind me, and he had to check up. But then all of a sudden we got close turn 1. It just let go. I had no power. When he checked up behind me, somebody must have tagged him, and that started the whole deal down there. Nobody had any place to go. And I was kind of dead in the water there in front of him.
Mike, an update on Butch Miller as well. It's mostly cosmetic, but he did bend up the fuel filler area. They're talking already about the difficulties they're going to have under those green flag pit stops trying to get Butch Miller full fuel tank.
Thanks, Thanks, Ralph. Well, we got a brief look from the Mopar Performance camera on Bob Keselowski's truck, but he is done for the day, joining Kenny Irwin Jr., who was the rookie point leader coming into this race in the garage area. Battle for this lead is heating up.
It is that. You can see that the Bliss truck in front there, the number 2 truck, is beginning to wash out just a little bit, getting in the corner. Jack Sprague able to hold the left front right down on the white line through the sharp parts of the corner.
Now, we talked in the open about how you have to compromise on this racetrack. Does it look in the early going as if there's one part of this racetrack where Sprague is better than Bliss?
Well, if I had to say, I would say getting in. You see him gain some, almost a full truck length getting in. But when you're following the truck, you can really gain on him by his weakness. When he starts to brake, you come in hard. But you can see Sprague is all over the tailgate there.
Yeah, he runs in him going into the turn, but he's able to stay there also when they're coming off. So it does look like Sprague's truck is a little bit faster right now, but can he get by?
Watching from the Team ASE truck, Mike Bliss's Ford.
Somebody better do something. You see Sprague going to the inside now as they start. Bliss comes over, checks on him, but I tell you, Hornaday's in this thing right now, too.
Close call down there in the corner, and there's room for Jack Sprague. Here he comes. He's going to drag Hornaday with him.
Well, that happened. Now, right now, Bliss is in a big, oh, look at Hornaday get sideways off the corner there.
Bliss will drop back in line third in front of Rich Bickle, and that new truck, number 37, you've not seen before, but that's David Green, the former Busch Series champion and now Winston Cup regular. He's in the top 5. He's had a lot of success on this racetrack.
He's won a couple of poles here, I believe, and run well in the NASCAR Busch Series.
Mike, that corner right there, as you start off turn 3, is off camber. It really does not show that much, but it is off camber just a little bit. When you start off, the truck washes right out against the wall. Very touchy spot. And one of Ned's X's.
Back to turn 1 comes Sprague. And let's get an update from Dick Berggren on the rookie point leader, Kenny Irwin.
Well, Kenny Irwin's truck is really bent. The suspension on the truck is well out of shape. There are a bunch of lines cut, twisted. The crew is underneath it working. That's the bad news. The good news is Kenny Irwin is here. Kenny, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just terrible. This is the second week in a row that we just had bad luck, and this comes so early in the race. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know what everybody's doing up there. They just run into each other, and I don't know. It's just really bad for this Ray Besser's crew. They work their butt off, and you know, they just don't deserve this.
And neither does Kenny Irwin. Terrell.
In the spin that took Tammy Jo Kirk around, she lost the rear spoiler on her truck. So now, Mike, she has lost all the rear downforce.
Tammy Jo getting lapped, as was Danny Hebert.
Mike, she hadn't lost it. What happens when she got hit in the back there, it actually laid it down. You can see it's still there, but it's laid back because of the crunch there in the back end that flattened the spoiler down on it.
Well, hopefully they can work on that at halftime. Ned, we talked about compromising the corner setup, but with a long downhill straightaway and a couple of shorter uphill ones, gear choice is pretty critical here, too.
It really is, Mike. You have to either decide to turn the engine a lot of RPMs on the longer straightaway, or either compromise there to save the engine, not turn the RPMs on these shorter straightaways. So I'm sure that we got a variety of gears in the trucks here today.
I talked to several drivers yesterday. They're running 486 gears, and most of them are, and they're turning 8,700 down the back chute, 8,300 up the front chute, because it is uphill coming towards the start-finish line.
A lot of RPM for a 9-to-1 compression engine. A little further back in the field, there's Jimmy Hensley, last year's runner-up, just in front of the yellow truck of Tony Raines.
Hensley running in 6th.
Michael Dokken in blue and white. Then Tammy Jo Kirk a lap down. You're watching from Jimmy Hensley, the Cummins engine Dodge camera.
That is a great shot right there. You can see how much pressure the air is pushing down on this long bed plate that they have there. You can see it actually pushing down, and that spoiler is doing the job.
Raines looking out a little wide there, but drops back in. Try to catch a little draft off of Tammy Jo as they come back to turn 1 here. Front 5 have distanced themselves from the field just a bit. There's your leader, Jack Sprague.
And actually, they distance themselves from each other, too, Mike. You can see there's pretty good distance back to the 16 truck of Hornaday.
Well, that win last week for Hornaday at Bristol was one he felt he really needed. He'd had 3 straight races finishing out of the top 20. Finally put it together last Saturday night.
Certainly did in fine fashion, too, leading all 200 laps.
See Tony Raines there in the 19 yellow truck there. That's the Dodge, and right behind him is
that's Michael Docken. These are team trucks. Kurt Rohrer.
Yes, they are, and they're running very much equal right now. I think Tony Raines is going to be a winner week after week as soon as he gets a little more experience on these racetracks.
Has one victory, but only one other top 10 finish. That came at Portland for Tony Raines, the ASA champion. Michael Docken right behind him has a 3rd place finish this year at Monroe, Washington, and that's his only top 10 finish.
And right behind Michael Docken is the truck number 99. The Exide battery is Ford of Chuck Bound. Chuck in the 9th position.
Yeah, Chuck won practice yesterday, but
that didn't pay anything.
No. Let me tell you what, though, that makes you sleep well when you win practice, and he is a very, very good road racer. And most of the guys say this is like driving a road course through the corners. But these long straightaways, they use the brakes a lot down the back straightaway, like getting in the first turn at Martinsville.
Now you can see this group is starting to roll up on David Green, the 5th place truck. Hensley in 6th on the left side of your screen. Oh, Brian Cunningham goes around.
The grandson
yes,
of the famous Briggs Cunningham. Caution is out.
His granddad raced at Le Mans with cars built in the United States and won the America's Cup. And those Le Mans cars in the early 50s carried this same paint scheme. Now, is the fuel window open?
Okay. Well, they said around 27 to 30 laps, so we'll see.
We're gone 25, so there's some debris on the racetrack. Somebody just hit it. They'll need to come in and check those tires.
Now, if they run a couple of laps under caution, that may force somebody's hand to give it a try and get that good track position later on when everybody else has to stop.
Well, if they say they can go 75 to 85 laps, well, certainly we're going to have less than 75 to go from here on, and it probably would be better to come in and pit early. That's my opinion, but...
So you'd stop early. Buddy, would you go to run out that tank, or would you come in early?
I believe I'd come in early because you may not have another caution. You don't want to stop under the green if you can help it. The way it's been going, though, I'd say there'll be another caution.
I'm with you. I think I'd favor pitting early and then work your way back up through track position as the trucks ahead of you drop into the road.
Here's our answer right now.
So Jack Sprague leads Mike Bliss, Rich Bickle, David Green, and Tony Raines, Jimmy Hensley onto pit road, Michael Docken, Chuck Bound, Rick Corelli, Dave Rezendes, Joe Ruttman all come in, but Ron Hornaday stays out. Here's Dick Berggren.
Well, Jack Sprague is in here right now, and Danny Atkins is putting the fuel in it. Surprisingly, Ron Hornaday, who is right up in front of him, has chosen not to pit. He is staying outside on the racetrack. Quick burst of fuel, but the sign man at the end of pit road is holding them all up until the field goes by. Field is past us. There they go. Hornaday did not pit.
And Rich Bickle beat Jack Sprague off pit road.
Mike, let's explain something. You notice nobody takes on tires. We need to talk about that just a little bit. There's a real penalty if you take on tires on pit stops.
Let's show you first what happened to Boris Said from the Federated Auto Parts 1-800-COLLECT camera.
It's like they touched the Ford truck of Brian Cunningham just a little bit.
Cunningham has continued and made a pit stop. Yes, if you change tires other than at halftime and the tire is not flat or otherwise damaged, the inspector will call it as a negative tire change, and that's a 5-lap penalty per tire. So that's why you saw no tire changes on these pit stops. Getting set for the restart after this second caution of the day for Brian Cunningham's spin. Back under green, and Ron Hornaday and Tammy Jo Kirk got together just a bit there, heading for turn 1. Hornaday, one of the few leaders who did not pit during this first caution period. For the reason why, Dick Berggren.
See, everybody else came in, Freddie. You guys did not. Why not?
Well, we would have liked to, but according to our calculations, we just wouldn't make it the rest of the way. We'd had to stop again, so we just had to stay out.
What will you do now? You cannot make it all the way without fuel, can you?
No, we got to stop one more time, but this would have been too early. We'd have to stop twice.
Mike?
Interesting strategy. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, if the others that did stop, even if he's able to stop during a caution, he's going to be at the back of all of those trucks. And, well, that's going to be tough. But if you can't make it, I mean, you know, he had no choice.
Hornaday, Lance Norrick, Rob Rizzo, Boris Said, and Kevin Grubb did not stop. Everyone else came in for fuel. You're riding in the Napa Brakes Chevrolet of Ron Hornaday. You see the gap he has on the rest of the field. Black flag out for Billy Pouch. And around goes Grubb in the 55. The 19-year-old from Virginia will bring out the caution. Mike, one of the day.
Just a second ago, he was all over the racetrack. He was very, very loose, and you see what happens on a flat racetrack. You keep running a loose truck, it's eventually going to get you.
Rich Bickle was on the inside of him as they went through turn 1 and then into turn 2. You can see that tire mark right there on that truck where Bickle apparently got into him just a little bit as they were battling for that position, which was 6th.
If we get enough yellows, we'll be okay.
Listening to Freddie Graves.
Track's already clear.
And that's Kevin Cram, the other spotter for Ron Hornaday, having that discussion with Graves. So we'll get set for a restart. And probably just one more lap.
Copy. Ed, the sign.
Ron Hornaday ready to go to work. One more lap, we'll get a restart. Lindy Hornaday looking on.
Yeah, stay out.
You can see him pull it down there. He pulls it into second gear, anticipating what the gear he probably will start in is second gear, Ned, and up through the gearbox. Nobody is better than Ron Hornaday on the restart.
He might have learned a lot of that from Dale Earnhardt, or he might have already known it before he started driving for Dale Earnhardt, but they're both very good at it.
Getting set for the restart here. That's Lance Norrick. NHL number 90 melting here in the 86-degree heat. They're in second place. And Rob Rizzo still nursing that shoulder, I think, from that crash down at Homestead, Florida earlier this year. But Rizzo is up to third place, the former SCCA Trans Am racer. And Jack Sprague, the first of the trucks who pitted under the earlier caution, is fourth. Here's Dick Berggren.
Well, interesting, Ron Hornaday still has not come in. He is going to have to make a pit stop, but he has not made one so far. Neither has the 90 of Norrick. It's a bit of a surprise that they have not come in already. As the green flag comes out, they are going to have to pit. No one can make it all the way, we don't think.
Two people that did take advantage of that earlier pit stop, Mike, were Tony Raines, who came in and took fuel. He currently runs in 8th. And, of course, Mike Bliss. Bliss was a little bit loose. They came in, put one round in, tightened him up, bumped up the spoil a little bit, filled him up with fuel. Crew chief Barry Dodson says they're going to be just fine now.
They've run 35 of 200 laps. Ron Hornaday brings them off turn 5.
And you can see the green truck of Jack Sprague has already gotten back up there after making his pit stop right on the back bumper of Lance Norrick.
And he's passed Rob Rizzo in that blue and yellow Ford. Here's Rizzo. And here goes Sprague to work on the second place truck down that long back stretch, and he outdives Norrick into turn 4.
It must be nice to handle that well down the straightaway. You can see he pulled out there. I'm telling you, that 24 truck is a rocket ship. When he mashed it down on, he just drove right on by Lance Norrick and put about 2 truck lengths on him down the back chute.
Where's Boris? Here he is on the move. Right now in 5th place. Moving up on Rob Rizzo.
You know, Ernie Irvin says, Boris says, has great talent. He looks forward to him moving up in the sport. Has a lot of knowledge as far as what to do to set the truck up.
He has my favorite helmet from my favorite TV show ever, Boris Badenoff.
That's bad enough. You know what that looks like? Cotton Owens one time when we blew an engine with 3 laps to go at Daytona.